All right, chat. We got a yap session to go over. There's a few things. We are officially into a week of season 3. We're officially in a week. It's been 1 week of season 3 dropping, and I gotta say, I'm not too pleased with it. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't think this season has been received all too well, and I think there's a few things for it. I think tanks are having a terrible time right now. And I think when tanks are not having fun, your game is usually not going to have fun. Okay? So there's a few problems going on. I'm not even sure like where to begin. Because there's quite a few. So for one, I think Mr. Wolverine is
just gotta figure out what that is.
just a little too over the top. Overpowered. Genuinely. I don't think it's really a question. Oh, I'm not streaming my game. I'm doing display. 1 second, chat. There we go. Fixed. That will save me some frames. So, my problem is, right, I think this season started off super negative for a lot of people. So obviously they did the rank reset again, and like, not to preach to the choir or anything, and I by no means think this is going to be a really good fix, because I've never seen it implemented really well in any other game. But I think placement matches need to happen. I think they need to develop their own system of placement matches, and I think it needs to be done super well. Because every time they've done this rank reset, it has not solved the biggest problem, being that rank was inflated from Season 0. Alright, you had people in GM, bear in mind Celestial was on a rank by then, that had win rates of a 40%. Okay? GM was filled with players of a 40% win rate. It had people with 40%. I've ran into a few of them. Simply because of how often they are playing the game. Okay? We're not even talking balancing. We're just talking pure rank. Okay? That's a problem. You have a rank named Grandmaster with people who have 45% win rates. Now, I don't think I'm the smartest cookie of the bunch, but even I can see that's a problem. Okay? So there's that. You also have the fact that we have a lot of throwers. Because this game is free to play, I know they increased the rank you needed to actually play ranked, but I genuinely don't think it was enough. With this game being free to play, I think it needs to be a very steep. It just needs to be difficult to get into rank. I think it should be like rank 35 or hell, even 40. I think you need a time commitment, simply because of how easy it is to get into a ranked match. It's just crazy. And then you fly through the ranks, and by the time you hit to diamond, you're gonna start doing whatever the hell you want. I mean, the amount of like throw picks is just crazy. Absolutely crazy. This game is filled with toxicity. And I think that's a big reason why Season 3 is not doing too hot. I think the rank inflation is still a huge problem. I think the community is still insanely toxic. Okay? All these are issues. But I think probably the most important from a gameplay side of things, from the actual balancing of the game, is tanks. I think it comes down to tanks. If your tanks are not having a good time, you're not winning the game. I'm sorry to say. Comps are really difficult to be centered around no tanks. Fun fact. And if your tanks are kind of just doing, ha 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 ha, you know, like whatever, then what are we doing? If you don't have a shield tank, you're kind of screwed, right? People are playing brawlers because of this guy right here, Mr. Wolf. Mr. Wolf loves to disrupt games, and he's a permaban right now. But Wolverine's not even like the biggest problem. I mean, you have Emma, who shuts down every other tank, pretty much. You want to run Thor? Guess what? Got nerfed to the ground. And if there's an Enema on the other team, you want to be Strange? Strange, pretty good damage output, but guess what? If there's an Emma, you're screwed. You want to play Thing? Guess what? There's an Emma or Thing, right? Mag is probably the only balanced hero, but again, you're having to force a ban on Wolf. And when your tanks aren't happy in a community, your community overall is not happy. Because tanks decide games. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. They just do. Doesn't matter how good your DPS are. If your tanks know positioning, and how to push properly, and when to ult, and who to save, you're winning a game. Period.
Oh boy.
Right?
Here they come.
And I think another big problem is, now while the Wolverine anti-tank meta is going on right now, I think this season feels a little too similar to Season 2.5. There hasn't been much change. Poke is still really strong. Dive is still okay. BP is a mess in terms of like balancing. Like you have to counter a BP, you kind of need to do so many different switches. It's not even funny. Loki players don't have a good time when there's a BP running around. Right? Magic is still really good. Don't let dive merchants fool you. Dive is still good. Except for Spider-Man. If you're running Spider-Man on my team, I don't like you. Period. So there's like a ton of issues, but from my personal experience, it has been throwers and my tanks not having a good time. Tanks get shut down, the team gets shut down.
Oh boy. Here they come.
The biggest issue, and I think this happened with Ultron dropping, is team comps right now. If Wolverine is not banned, it comes down to who has the better Wolverine. And that is super annoying in a team-based game. Now, I don't particularly have a solution for this because they have said repeatedly that they want to cater to the more casual style for this game. Which, cool, right? Like, that's all fine and dandy. But this is a hero shooter, and I don't really know if that's possible. Does that make sense? Like, do you think that you can have just a bunch of OP characters? If everybody's strong, then no one's overpowered. Which, yeah, at the start kind of made sense, but now here we are, and there is obviously a clear meta to follow, and a clear ban list that you need to ban. Right? And we've had nerfs. I mean, last season Iron Man got nerfed hard. Psylocke has seen 2 nerfs, and she's still insane. So, what do? You want to continue making it for the casual player, but here we are in Season 3. That's been the mindset. But now rank is running rampant with one-trick throwers. Really overpowered characters that you have to ban. Because if you don't ban, guess what? They are running the show, and it comes down to who has the better character on the team. That's annoying. That, to me, doesn't make any sense. Right? And that was a problem in Season 0. Let's not forget that Season 0 had that exact same problem. If you did not ban Hella Hawkeye in your game, they ran the game. And it always came down to who had the better of the two. Which wasn't necessarily a problem, because that was a learning stage for the game for a lot of people. Right? The game was brand new. But there was already kind of a clear meta, and that was already kind of an issue. If Season 0 would have continued for a little bit longer, it'd have been the same issue as we're facing now. Where you have a very dominant character in matches that you're forced to have bans for, and then you have to kind of play around a certain comp. Which is dumb. Triple support is still a major issue in this game. I know they've tried nerfing it into the ground, and it's still super powerful. And I'm all for having all sorts of comps. But as it stands right now, I think Season 3 is kind of a letdown for most people. I don't think the rank reset really helped anything. I think we need placement matches, as controversial as that might be. Or not even that. I genuinely think at the end of a full season, we need to be reset to 0. Right? I know they just made seasons a little bit shorter, okay? And I think that's awesome. We're going to have more content more often. But for like Season 3.5, when we start Season 4, I think Season 4 should be a complete reset. Does that make sense? So every full season, we go back to 0. You have to work your way from the ground up. Now, that would hurt some of the casual players because at the beginning of the season, you're going to be going up against top 500 dudes, and you're going to get waffle stomped. But on the counterpoint, it is going to quickly reset those win percentages. The people that are 40% right now that load into your Celestial match and throw your game are going to be reset along with you. They're going to be stuck back there. We're unfortunately paying the price for not doing the rank reset from Season 1 to Season 1.5. That is the price that we're paying. And from then, that one decision has now led to a domino effect to this spot of the game. So I think, in all honesty, I'm going to give Season 3, currently, a week in, 1 week, right? I'm sure balance changes are coming. They've already nerfed Wolf one time. I'm going to give Season 3 right now probably a 6 to 6.5 out of 10. I much preferred Season 2.5. Alright guys, let's play some rank. The matchmaking feels worse this season. I agree. I'm in the same boat as you. I do not think this season has been fun.